Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be continuing with our 3D platformer. And there's one thing I wanted to fix right off the bat is the head. We forgot to do the impasto on it like that. So I did it on this, but we also actually want to edit the source of our puppet, so it's updated on all of our puppets, every instance that we'll have of it, because as you can see it's not done on the actual source. So now that we've done it on the actual source, we're gonna go ahead and save it and then return to previous creation, and we can actually update it in update mode and turn on auto update. Update now. Loads. Update. There. Alright, now we got our black sheep here. And I figured today we'd probably want to get a couple of actual, maybe some enemies done and maybe a test map. So I think for an enemy we could use radioactive waste, or maybe a radioactive booger, something like that. I thought that would go well with the theme, as an enemy to these people, because you wouldn't want to be fighting pink stuff. You want to be fighting against bad stuff like toxic waste and boogers and stuff like that. So I think that's what we'll get started with. So I'm gonna go ahead and make another puppet here. Gameplay gear, blank puppet basic. And I'm gonna go ahead and get the tool, stretch tool. Then I'm going to go ahead and size it the way I want. So this guy's going to be pretty short. And he's actually going to have no regular arms. So I'm going to get rid of these. He's just going to have the same arms that Connie has. Yeah, that's what it is. And also, I know that it's just going to be a walking body with some legs. So I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of everything above the torso, because that's what we're just going to be working with, is legs and the pelvis, so. And the rest of it is, just a weird mushy body, I guess. So I think what we want actually is I'm gonna go ahead and make the legs really thin. Bring him back down. Because they're gonna be the arms, just black, but they're gonna actually animate instead of just flail around, so we might as well make them actual physical legs. So I'm gonna just change the color of them to be black, and I'm actually going to see if I can get them a bit closer together. There we go. Alright, now let's go ahead and start sculpting this thing. First off, I'm going to paint the base a different color, dark green, and I want to use a wax finish, shiny wax, yeah, because it's going to be all slimy, so it's going to have the, shiny look because it's wet. It's a booger. It's an enemy booger. Oh god. I want the brush tool. There it is, spray paint. now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna use puppet mirror. I'm not gonna use mirror actually. I'm gonna get a sphere though, and do stamp mode. Well, I'm actually gonna do smear shape first. Then I'm gonna get a lighter green color for some variants. Just get the basic shape, and then we'll do some additional stuff. Oh, I didn't paint the backside. Oh no. Well, I just covered it up like that. Alright. Now I'm just going to get... I'm actually going to use the color picker here. And I'm going to go ahead and add this as our base color. Get more darker color, add that on. Get another color. Then I'm just gonna spin this around, and now we're gonna have random green colors, basically. I'm gonna turn this into stamp instead of smear. Turn on some blending. I don't really care for the looseness right now, but I do want some stuff like this. Gonna bring out something for the arms to attach to, and we're gonna give it a nice big bulb right here as a face. Let's try to get some extra gross bits like that. And I want some brown in there actually as well. Add quite a bit of brown. And then I'm going to go back to smear mode, and I'm going to use the rounded cube instead to get some shape variance in there. And I'm also going to turn on the surface snap feature, so we get like some, I don't know what to call it, bits and pieces in there that are inside of the booger. That's so weird. Yeah, there we go. That's quite enough. Then, of course, I want a pure brown piece, or we could do yellow, maybe. Yellow. Why are the yellow colors always so bad? Like, you get this nice pure yellow color right here, and then you open it and there's not even that color. There we go. That should work better. And I'm gonna make this smaller. I'm gonna make this frowny face, and I'm gonna give it some eyebrows as well. And then for the eye, I don't think we're gonna make them blink, so I'm just gonna place it on the dude himself. Maybe make it a bit lopsided. Get some black, go to the spray paint. There we go. Booger monster. Alright, and then for the hand, I'm just going to go into paint mode. I'm going to get black color. Alright, and I think I'm going to use the heavy fleck. That makes sense. Let's see here. Let's try to get a nice arm. And then some fingers. Nice. And we're going to add some impasto to that. Plenty of impasto. See if I can lower the ruffle. That doesn't really do much, does it? More ruffle. No, I don't want that. And of course, we're going to want to make it physical. And wind strength. I'm going to add as much floppiness as possible. No, wind strength didn't really matter. And I'm going to take it, flip it to the other side, and then select both of them and the main bit here, and group it. Aw, man. The bottom stroke isn't attached. Let's see if I can change that. Attached at both ends. Gravity. That sucks. I hate that you have to make it a singular stroke or you don't get what you really want, unfortunately. So let's try to do this again. Let's get the same black color. And I'm just gonna make it really small. Gonna line like this. So it's all one stroke instead of multiple. Gonna do the same thing. Gonna make it really impastoed, and we're gonna make it physical as well. As much floppiness as possible. And next we're gonna go ahead and copy it to the other side like we did last time. And hopefully that looks good enough. Alright. It doesn't really do the same behavior that we want. Go into test mode. Let me go ahead and control it and see how it looks. Yeah, that's not the behavior we want. So what I'm going to do is, instead of looking online and asking around, I'm going to try to find something that does that. And I know there's something that does that because it's Connie. Hopefully that bug was fixed. Yep, okay, I'm gonna pull down Connie. And I see hand, arms, that's what we want. That's the material type of thing that we want. Now what is this exactly? Well, scoped in. This is separate. This is separate. This is separate. So why is it detaching on ours? Let's see the settings here. See, 10% floppiness, 4% wind strength, wind flap, wind ripple. Let's see. So if we do the same thing for these, we should get a much better result than what we had previously. So we're going to do 10% flappiness, 4% wind strength, like it said, and there we go. Now we have much more better looking hands, arms. It doesn't exactly wobble the way we wanted it to, but it looks good to me. Alright. So now we got an enemy. Now we just have to, you know, program him. So I think we want our player to be able to defend themselves before our enemy is able to attack. So let's go ahead and save this guy as a new creation. We'll do a character, because it is a character technically. And let's call them pinkland.booger. That misspelling is intentional now. Alright, and now that we have him saved, I'm going to go ahead and save this scene. And I'm going to go add him to our asset collection. I always want to keep that as updated as possible. So, no, that's not what I want. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and add this guy. If I can edit it, there we go. Pinkland.booger. Let's add him in here. And I'm going to just save this because we can. Go back and edit our scene. Okay. Now, next I want to get like an actual idea of what our world is going to look like. So I might as well get started on that. Let's see, well, we are still going with like the cutesy theme, even though we have like enemies here. So I don't want it to be Candyland-esque. I just want it to be like pinkish. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new sculpt. I'm going to get that pink color that we used last time, as I still have it saved. I'm going to use the streaky fleck. And I'm going to go ahead and use the filled donut. Next, I'm going to just increase our looseness quite a bit. So we have bigger flecks. And I'm going to just shrink down our shape so it's more of a disc. And now, I'm going to go ahead and start working on a scene. And I'm just going to smear as much as possible, like so. Now this is not going to look all too unique, so I'm going to add some color variance in there by mixing together a couple of colors. Get some more red. And then I'm going to just spin this around like usual. No, I don't want to reset it. I want to add to the spin. There we go. And I'm going to... Well, I don't think we're going to get too much of a... Well, that looks okay. And it is very flat. We're going to stylize it later, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue. But I do want something other than just flat. I want to have like a river or something. So I'm going to add, and I keep that in mind, because this one big landscape piece is what we're going to be focusing most of our design on. So I'm going to have a river cut through there. And let's see. Then I want more of a hill-like area. So I can increase the size of this. Then maybe shrink it a bit. Like so. That's a bit of a weird, odd shape. I like that. Nothing has to be... This is our world. We get to paint it the way we want. Nobody can tell us what's weird and what isn't. Alright. That looks good. Maybe that can be like a portal to a world on top of there. And let's get like something a little bit different. I don't know, different kind of hill, like so. Not sure. Not entirely sure what I want this to look like. I mean, it is pretty different, so... Then I want the rest of this to be flat. I want weird, different shapes in our terrain for no reason. That's what I want. And I want a cave right here. I want the water to come from a cave. Like, something like a waterfall, maybe. And we're just gonna bring this out. There's a little strip of land to walk on. And over here, something like this. Not even sure what we're doing at this point. Alright. Well, I have no idea how this is going to look, so let's go ahead and turn up that impasto first before we do anything else. Looks okay. Feel like it needs to be taller, so let's up that looseness. And let's not flex perspective. Nope. Increase ruffle, maybe. Let's add some wind effect. Wave. And yeah. There, that looks a lot better than what it looked like before we had the flex like that. What happens if we make it even looser? Get too loose and you can't even tell what's going on. Oh man, that's way too tall. Let's decrease impasto. Now let's see how this plays out a little bit. Very flat. We can walk up these hills, which is good. We wanted that. Alright. So now we got some grassy area to work with, and I want some water. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So let's get nice light blue color. And we're going to use the filled donut shape again. And we're also going to get the hexagon shape. You can use hexagons or dots, it depends on what kind of water you're making. And make it pretty loose. I'm also going to make it waxy shiny. Shiny wax, I mean. There we go. Let's make it pretty big so we can actually see what we're doing. Are we going up? No, I didn't want to go up. There we go. See, nice bright blue color. Liking this color. And let's lead open into like a lake area or something like that. Alright. Now, as you can see, there's some bits that aren't exactly covered or aren't aligned properly, so we can fix that by going back into our grass here in a moment. First, I want to get this looking more like water, so I'm going to go ahead and add some flow to it, quite a bit of flow, some wave, a little bit of evaporate maybe, and then of course it's not flowing in that direction, so quickest way to fix that is go into style mode and get the comb tool and comb it into the direction that it's going. Alright. I'm also going to go ahead and get our shape in here. Refit, I guess. That's the way to put it. Not refit, but moreover, just set up properly. Alright. Make sure it's not. Make sure the water isn't escaping a boundary that it shouldn't be. Alright, here we got some. Alright. Cool. I think that looks good for now. Probably want to make it a bit looser, so we get less of a definition here, specifically right here. Increase the impasto maybe. Depends on how violent we want it. I mean, I think it looks good the way it is right now. And of course, I want to bridge, but I don't want to sculpt that right now. So instead, we're going to go ahead and move on to some logic. I want our character to... Let's see here. What do I want our character to do? Well, I want them to be able to jump and hover and kick. So if we want them to hover, we have to give them a way to do it. So, and I was thinking that we could do, like, kind of Banjo-Kazooie style, but instead of, like, a bird, or not, well, it's gonna be a bird still. But I was thinking we could do a swan, because I feel like that would fit in this theme. But we need to add a backpack. So I'm gonna go ahead and scope in to our puppet here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start working on a backpack. Let's see, what would be a good color for this backpack? Let's make it red. And I'm gonna start with the back bit first, so we're able to do a mirror in the front when we need that. Stamp that. Gonna go ahead and turn on mirror mode. And I'm gonna go ahead and start working on a strap. Doesn't have to be perfect. Again, I'm not a good sculptor in the first place, so I'm just trying to do this to the best of my ability. So it's, for me, that would be just whatever can work in this situation. Which, not sure how good it's gonna look, but hey, it's not gonna look like nothing. It's gonna look like it does the function that we want it to do, which is act like a backpack. Here, let me actually move the arms out of the way. There we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go over with the sphere. I'm going to turn off surface snap, and I'm going to go ahead and use the sphere as stamp mode and turn up some blending on there. And that way, we can smooth out some of this as much as possible, so it doesn't look too terrible. I mean, it's still going to look not good, but it's not going to look as bad as it is right now, I guess. Alright, I think it looks decent. I'm gonna get some buckles on there, some golden buckles or something. So it's not just, I don't know, over the shoulder straps. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on some kind of buckles. Yeah, turn off any blend that we had. That's a little bit too far out. Push that in a bit, as well as that. There we go. That doesn't look too bad. And of course, we got our backpack here, so I'm going to go ahead and go back our red color. I'm going to get our cube, and I'm going to actually make it so we are going to smooth out those corners quite a bit, at least as much as I can, without destroying the shape entirely. There we go. It looks a little bit more rounded now. Then I'm gonna actually make the inside so it's not just nothing. We're not just sticking a swan into a red sack, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. Good at sculpting. Not very good at sculpting. I'm going to change it to smear, actually. There we go. That might help. And then let's add the little flap, I guess. And some blending. And let me add another buckle-like thing, more like a button. And of course I gotta make it really small, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp it on there. There we go. Now we got like a backpack of sorts. And I actually need to save this or bring it somehow onto the actual object, because we were editing, not the actual copy. No, we're editing a copy and not the source. So we need to bring this with us into the actual source now. So I'm gonna actually save this as a new object, just a sculpture. And I'm just gonna name it pack. Edit the source of this. Yeah, might as well save. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in our pack now. And hopefully reposition it to where we had it in the other scene. Shouldn't be too difficult. I think we might already have it. And I'm gonna go ahead and add to a group with our chest piece, our chest. Let's see, let's try to get to where all the red was visible. Might be sticking out a bit too far in the front. There we go. Doesn't seem like a swan would be able to fit in there, but hey, I don't think a full-size bird could fit in Banjo's backpack either. Alright. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make another sculpt. And I'm gonna be really lazy, because I really don't know how I'm gonna make a swan look good, as I'm not a sculptor. So I'm going to try my very best, and it's not going to be very good. I'm not sure what feather shape would be. Try impressionist, maybe. Make it a bit loose, a bit, and place it down in the pack. Bring it up like so. Yeah, impressionist seems to work. Then I'm gonna go get a curve, and the head isn't gonna move on this one at all, unfortunately. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring it out like so. Stamp that down. Let's get face on this bad boy. It's not gonna look good at all, but it's gonna be better than nothing. I'm doing this from memory, by the way. let's add the beak. And what I did just there is I turned on varying looseness, so the beak can be part of the face without being a different sculpt, but yet it's more tightly compact like so. And I'm going to add yellow eyes as well. Not sure why yellow, but I feel like that would be the color of the swan's eye, so let's add one to the other side as well. Don't want a one-eyed swan. And I'm gonna spray paint black onto it, give it a pupil at least. If I can spray paint. There's one. There's two. Alright. So that's the body. And then we want to add some wings. And the wings I'm actually going to try a little bit on, because the wings are going to animate. So let's try, I think we're going to do the same impressionist thing, and it's going to be a little bit, just a small cylinder outwards, and then the actual wing, and we're going to connect it like would be arms. So we're going to do that. This. And we're going to increase that looseness quite a bit if we can. Like so. Bring that out a little bit, and then we're going to do the wings. And I'm going to do it off of the actual goose to start with, because I feel like we'll be able to sculpt it better at a default angle rather than a weird shape. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Make it bird-like. Or at least better than nothing. Know what I mean? And next I'm going to get cylinders. Do want impressionist. And I want it loose. See here. Yes, that's the shape I want. trying to get some kind of pattern on here, an alternating pattern. These something that looks better than just a square plop down or something. I don't know. And then so difficult. Why is sculpting so hard? I'm going to paint the looseness because why not? Because I forgot to make that part loose and I need it loose. There we go. Whatever. Then of course I'm gonna ball joint it. Gonna turn on X-ray. And then I'm gonna get the next connector. And I'm gonna go ahead and group these two, and then I'm going to copy it, flip it to the other side, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and get that connected as well. Better than nothing. Like I always say, it's better than nothing. I go ahead and group our swan, and then I'm going to go ahead and scope in to our backpack group. Then I'm going to scope in to the chest with our backpack if we haven't already. And now we have a swan attached to our back. Yay! But as you can see, the feathers do fall, which is fine. Or not the feathers, but the wings. Actually, I think that looks decent. That doesn't look too bad. It looks better than if we just had them stand up all the time. I'm going to select our connectors, and I'm going to make them a little bit springy. Add some springiness. Oh god. And I'm also going to make these models not collidable. That's one thing I completely forgot about. Not collidable. Not collidable. Not collidable. And not collidable. Let's see how that looks. Not at all like I expected. I'm going to completely undo that. Well, no. We need it to be not collidable so it doesn't collide with the scenery, but I don't think we need the springiness. I don't think that's going to do us any good. Yeah, it'd be best if we just animated that pose then. So for now, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to add a keyframe on here that's in that pose. Try to do both sides. Like so. Okay. Turn that on. For now. Cool. Now I'm gonna go ahead and save this. Previous, and then I want to get this landscape finished. So there's actually something for us to test before we get any logic done. So I'm gonna get quick rock face brought out. I'm gonna use grayish color. There we go, that looks nice. Looks pretty loose. Better than that. There we go. Let's add some variance in size. And we're gonna actually change the color a bit now, make it a bit look brighter. Just a disclaimer, I have no idea what I'm doing for art. I've already said this a million times, but I'm not that skillful at art. I don't know what I'm doing. So, don't take everything I'm saying as like 100% truth when it comes to art. Alright, that looks okay for a rock face, I guess. There we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and clone it around a few times. We make some bigger versions. There we go. Now we got an environment that isn't nothing. Make this a bit smaller. We're gonna have like a cave kind of entrance here that the water's coming from. Did I copy something? I did. I didn't want that. Filled donut. There we go. And I'm also going to make this water not collidable, so you fall through it and die. Because we don't want the player to be able to swim, at least in this version of the game. And there we go. Now we got a little test area. Not really much in it. It's more over just the theme that we're going for, I guess. Now we have a theme. I'm gonna go ahead and make one last sculpt for this video at least. And that's going to be a metal trash can. Or something of the sort. Like radioactive waste, I was thinking. We're gonna get hexagon, silver color, and we're gonna make it shiny metal. No, just metal. And we're gonna get the cylinder. I'm gonna make it a little bit brighter than that. There we go. Then I want another cylinder. Make it flat. This is going to be on the ground. Not on the ground, but like this. There we go. And one on top and one. I'll add a couple in there for good measure. And we'll add something on the top as like an opening. I don't want to smear it, I want to stamp. There we go. Then let's add some booger stuff coming out of it. Get that green color. We'll get that shiny wax finish. Of course, I want it to glow actually. I kind of do. Want it to glow. And I'm also going to get surface snap on. I'm going to turn off precise move and get a sphere. Add some bubble-like substances. And of course, I'm going to try to get a varying color, I should say. And I'm gonna try to save this color. I don't know if that works. Oh, it does. Nice. It's leaking all out. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and group these together. Now we got some radioactive waste for a scene for our enemies to go. Alright. Oh no. Okay, well this would be a good time to use the freeze tool. And I'm gonna go ahead and freeze our grass because I don't want to mess with it anymore. There we go. Now we got some bad guys, and we got a place for the bad guys to go. Next I'm gonna add some ambience, I guess. Something to make this scene better than nothing. I mean, better than just walking around doing nothing. So I'm gonna get fog out, and this fog is gonna go right here. And make it glow a bit. Make it less dense. We're gonna get a really high fall off, low zone size, and I'm gonna change it to cube. I'm just gonna cover our entire area here. There we go. That. I'm going to try to get as much of this area covered as possible. There we go. Hey, looks better than before. Some water, I don't know. And I think we need to update our character, do we? We do. There we go. Now he's got the pack on. Also gotta bring his arm down. There we go. Alright, and I want some sound in here. Sound mode. Search for sound effects. Ambience. Water. Like this. And this is gonna go over here. This is gonna be 3D. And then I want running water sounds. Ambient spots. There we go. I'm gonna sprinkle these throughout. No, did not want that. There we go. Let's see. Also, I love that keyframe turned off and now our wings are flying all over the place. And then here are the bad guys over here. The toxic waste that we're gonna have to fight. Alright. fall. Well, I think that's enough for this part. Hope you guys enjoyed on my very bad sculpting. And my level design. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I also got a Patreon if you want to do that. Support me. Supporters get access to a Discord, which I'm going to be posting content that I'm not going to be posting publicly anywhere else. So look forward to that. That's not going to be immediate, but hey. Alright, have a nice day. Bye.